Hello, world. I want to have a little conversation about conversations that we should all be having with our neighbors, our family, our friends, anyone that we care about. We should be speaking, even if it's conflict, because not everyone's going to agree. We are all individuals. That's why I want to ask a question. This is the question. So why is the First Amendment so important? Okay, this is what I think. The First Amendment is so important because it protects our freedom, our ability to have freedom of speech, which is our freedom. Our freedom to have a thought, an idea, a value, a culture, something that we hold dear to our hearts and our belief system, something that guides us in how we would like to behave as a human being. You know, like Jesus, although he wasn't just a human being. How I want to treat another person. If we are allowed to talk about everything, and I mean everything, this term politically correct is a weapon against our freedom to speak to one another about any subject. Politics becomes everything. And the left decides we can't talk about politics unless you agree with me, because I don't like conflict. I'm a good person. I don't like to fight. See, the problem is conflict will always exist. We can't live in a world of utopia. You know, that's what the left wants. They want this make-believe fantasy world. See, they don't really believe in evil. We understand that there is evil. Some people really do know there's evil, and they're the people at the top just pulling the strings of all the sheep, all the people that are willing to play their little game. So everyone has a way to think, you know. If there was no conflict and everyone thought the same, that would be pretty boring, like a lot of robots. We are all individuals. We all have opinions and thoughts, and that's why we need to talk to one another and take down the masks. That's really what the masks are for. They're to shut us up, take away our freedoms. They're not concerned with our safety. They are there to keep us from talking. Plus, they're 6 feet apart, so it's kind of hard. And that's also the perfect distance for facial recognition, you know, like they're doing in China. See, they want to keep track of us. When I say they, I mean the deep state. You know, the globalists, people that all about, you know, the one world order. We want nations. Anyways, they don't really want to hear what we think. And that's why the First Amendment is important. Because everyone should care what I think and what you think, what all our opinions are. Because we're all human, and we need to remember that and stop letting them divide us. That's why the First Amendment is the most important thing right now. And the Second Amendment, of course, that's why it's the second, to protect the first. You know, nobody invaded the United States because we have the Second Amendment. Americans believe in freedom. And one of those freedoms is the freedom to have a thought and to have a public square and be heard as an individual. Because, see, our rights don't come from man, a government, a man or a woman. We know government can be all sexes. There's only two, by the way. They want us to think there's multiple, because they just want to confuse us and obey their evil. But we won't, because we are Americans and we believe that our freedom comes from our Creator. We are all endowed with those freedoms. You know, just being alive, you get those freedoms from our Creator. We understand that. Okay. So, I hope people can have a conversation after they listen to this. I hope it wasn't too boring. Maybe you better listen harder. Bye.